this video, I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3 easy car in Blender. So, I start off, I got to look for some kind of car reference that I want to try to model after. And I'm going to just type in car reference, and here I can see I got some. Let me just go to the images only. And I want to look for something with a nice side view that I could just use. So there's a lot of side views here. It's already did that one. So I don't know. Let's just pick this guy here. So I'm going to download it, save image as. I'll put it in my desktop. Oh, desktop, where are you? Right here. Save it. Okay, so that's that. Now I just want to get a picture. I want to get a piece of this picture where it's just the car, the side view of the car. I want just, which one did I just do? I just want one of the side views. But everything I'm using is free, so let me just try to get that. Let me go to Sketch.io, which is online. It's free to do some drawing, editing. Go to English here. And yeah, that was a picture of my last car. Now I want to use this one. So let me just start a new transparent image, and I'll just have it be large. So I think this image was like 1,000, so I'll say 1,024 by 1,000, just to make sure we have enough space. And then say create. And can I do this? Drag and drop? I can. Bam. So I drag and drop the image of my car. So the only one I'm going to care about is this side view one here. So let's see, they have the crop. And I'm just going to crop it to get just the car. And I can move these around to get them closer if I want to. And I want to. I do want to. Okay, and then I double click it. Ding, ding, and now I export it to my desktop again. And it doesn't matter if it's a PNG or a JPEG because there's no transparency. So I'll pick JPEG. And this is going to be my car. Car 21. It's my 21st car. And it's going to the desktop. Yeah. Save it. And bam, here it is. All right. I am done with the internet. Now I'm going to go to Blender and start up Blender. And I'll just wait for it to start up. Okay, so start it up. I'm going to do a general. And I'm going to get rid of the camera and the light. Well, no, I'll leave them in there so we could see how it looks rendered. So basically here, I'm going to pick the cube. And I'm going to go to edit mode. And I'm always going to start off by cutting the cube in half. Chink. Like that. I cut the cube in half. Let me turn on my screencast keys. I press N. And screencast keys are add-on. Now I close it. All right, I just turned on the screencast keys so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to select and delete half of the cube. Press X, and I pick the vertices. Bam! Now I have half a cube. And think, Omar, what's next? Now we need the reference model. We need the reference picture, which is on my desktop. So let me just bring this down from being full-size screen so I can see the desktop a little bit. There it is, car 21. It's on my desktop, so I'm going to import that. But let me first get the view right on the X. So I click the X, and I will say, go back to object mode, and I will add an image, a reference image. So I click that, and I could go right to my desktop and pick that car image and load it. So there's a picture of the car, and I can move it around. So let me move it straight up so that the wheels are on the yellow line. All right. And also, I'm going to also increase its size too. So to increase the size, let me just press S and just scale it up. I think I want my car to take up at least that, about that size. And then I'll press G and Z, which is the blue line, to lock it on the blue line. And move it up. I'm going to have my car so the wheels are just about there. Good. So that's my reference object. Let me name it. Over here on the side, I can just double click and type reference thing. And therefore, I'm also going to take the cube over here and I'll call it car 21, my car 21 that I'm going to model. All right, now let me pick the cube. It's picked, it's chosen. And let me use G and Z to move the cube up and just kind of get it in the middle there. All right, bam. Now, what I'm going to do is zoom in and hold down Shift and get this in the middle. Let me turn off the visibility of the camera and the light in my scene. So now I just have the car and this cube. First things first, let me try to get this cube to be the size of the car. So the cube is still selected. I'm going to press S for scaling, but then I'm going to lock it on the Y-axis, which is that green line. And I'll try to get the cube to be about as big as the car. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. And now I'm going to start putting some cuts in here for where I need to start moving vertices. So I'm going to go to edit mode with the cube selected, and now I'm going to start adding some cuts. If you notice, when I put the loop cut thing, On this axis, it'll be up and down. If I pick one of these edges, it's going left and right. I'm going to pick this one. When I press my mouse down, I could move before I let go of the mouse. So I still have the mouse pressed down. So I know definitely around the wheels here, I need some definition. So I'm going to put that and hold and let go. And now between here, I want one. Click and let go. Then over here, I know I'm going to want something for the wheel here. So hold, let go. And on this side, hold and let go. And then one in the middle. Bam. And then as we're coming along here, we're going to need some. So let's just put some in. Now, another way I could put a lot of loop cuts in is I could press and let go. And then there's this little pop-up. So that one that I just entered in there, it's still highlighted in orange. And I could just add a couple more in there to give me something to work with. All right. But basically, I'll keep adding loop cuts as I see fit, as I see that I need them. So here, I'm not selecting anything. Now, when I go and select a vertice to move, I'm in edit mode, and I'm going to start moving these vertices in position. Now, what I don't want you to do is just click on that, because you see there's two vertices in 3D. So I'm going to have to go and drag select the vertice. And I'm going to use shortcut keys to move things. I'm going to press G, and then I'm just going to move this down to the position. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to outline everything with these vertices moving in position just to outline the shape of the car. Now here, this one could be up. And you notice that I don't have enough vertices to make a perfect outline like right here and over here, but I'll add them in later. First, I just want to get the general shape of the car. Okay. Do-do-do-do. So this is the part where you kind of go do-do-do-do and sing to yourself as you work. And this one over here is going to be odd because it looks like you got a little butt sticking out there. But this is going to be like a low poly model. It's not going to be an exact model. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. Just want a general shape. I'm just going to make a low poly car. And this is there. And this is here. And I could grab a couple of them at a time and just move these guys down. Get you up. And you come down. And you come down. So I'm getting a general shape of a car, of this car. So now I could kind of zoom in and try to add some extra cuts in here where I needed some more detail. So I'm going to click, and here I guess I'll add, so it's a nice curve. Let's try 3 cuts. All right, then go back to the move. So I'll pick each one, press G, and just move it in. And now you can see it fits the curve a little better. Boom. Over here I needed a cut. I could tell that because right here the window was needed to come down. Go back to drag select and move you in right there. And at the bottom, it looks like you're good already. Now for the wheels, it's basically the same idea. I'm going to add some more cuts here, right there. And I have to add enough so I can get a nice curvature going. So I think I'll add 4. And I'll start with the 4. And then down here at the bottom, select and G, and just try to move it in line here. Let's get closer. So I use the mouse wheel to zoom in, and I hold down the shift and the mouse wheel to recenter. Okay, G, G, and drag select and G. So that's a pretty good. Maybe I could add one more over here. So I'll do that, bam, and go back to selecting and drag select and G, just to get that curve as nice as I can. So now let's do the other side. Go pick in here and add in 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 of them. All right, go back to select, drag select, and move it up, G, move you up, G, move you up, G, move you up, G, and again right there I'm going to add an extra one. There we go. Go back to select and select you and say, come down here. And this one I'm going to move it over, okay? There we go, so we get the shape. There. So that's a nice curve now that I got. It's kind of like lining it up. So one thing you want to make sure, don't have these lines overlap each other. Do not let your little vertex lines overlap. If they do, then try to either move this one out more so it doesn't intersect. You don't want the lines to overlap, okay? So that's that wheel there. Now let me go to the wheel in the back. So I'm using the mouse wheel and the shift key to pan. Panning is what I just did when I move like sideways like this and recenter. Okay, let's do the same thing for this back wheel. And boop, and add in like 4. Do, do, do. And then go back to select. And G. Boom. G. Boom. Drag select and G. Drag select and G. I guess you can come down a little. There you go. And now let's get the other side. Pick my loop cut tool. And let me go ahead and put 4 of them in there too. You could put more if you want, of course. I'm just putting 4. It seems to work enough for me. G. G. No, GTE. G. Oh, G. And just like the other, I have this and this, which I think I could add some more to. Let me just put this right there. So I just go here and add one there, and while I have the loop cut tool selected, add one there. Go back to select mode and G, put that there, and yeah, this one actually was pretty good. Probably didn't have to add one, but whatever. There, so now we got that wheel well. Oh, look up here, I notice I could do a little better. What's going on here? Escape. Let me just see what's going on up here, because this could use a little bit more precision. Boom. 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 And this one here. Yeah. All right. Now the back and the front, they are in question because they have some extra bumps coming out of them. But I am going to let those be. So this is half of my car. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a modifier. So I'm going to click modify, and I'm going to add a mirror modifier right here. And that should give me 2 sides of the car. Now the only thing is this general profile of the car is too skinny. I mean, this isn't a motorcycle. This is a car. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to this view like this. I still have transparency on, and I'll just select all the vertices on this side. And I could use G and move on the X by pressing X. So now I'm locked into moving on the X, and I'll just stretch it out to what I feel is like, a good width for the car. So that feels good to me. So that part was easy, right? We just modeled like half of a profile there for this car. And let's see how it looks without the reference. See, that was easy. For the clipping though, let me just turn, for the mirror, let me make sure I click this clipping thing so that these points, they stay welded together from both sides. So now I have this general shape of the car, and you're thinking, yeah, that looks like a box, and it does. But now, with a really, really easy trick, I am going to make this car kind of shape out. Let me just turn on the viewing of the wireframe so you can see all the wires that it is. And now I'm going to add one more modifier. So here's the mirror modifier. I'm just going to chunk it up. And now I'm going to add the subdivision surface. And this is what I think was cool for an easy 1, 2, 3 car. Every car is supposed to be aerodynamic. I just added the subdivision surface to this thing. And I think it's wonderful because look at that model. It's kind of like a nice, smooth, futuristic car already. And I didn't have to do much more than that. The side profile and this. You made it to the end of the video. I'm so proud of you. This is my website. The main thing I want to show you is that for any of these videos that you've seen on YouTube, I have the tutorial section, which has the blue links for the projects, and the orange links are the files. Also, you could go over here and play some of the games we made in the game Cant.